Hey everybody, guess what? We are live. I'm here with Nate from the Bearded Baker. How's it going today?
Hey, it's going good. Happy to be here.
So you're a baker out of Nolensville. I want to back up a little bit. You used to be called something else. Tell us that.
So we were called Signature Desserts previously. I actually moved to this area about 5 years ago from Florida and brought Signature Desserts with me. And it's suited us well. But, I have a beard. I do all the baking. And so this just seems to be more suitable, the Bearded Baker. So
I like it. And I see behind you, there's got a little logo there. Yeah. See?
Yeah, Harpeth River Woodwork. So they did that for me and killed it. It is awesome. I love it.
It looks great. It's almost like a mirror image here.
I know, right? It's like in the mirror. It's great.
So let's talk about this. You are going to be on a Food Network show.
I am.
Really cool because we've had a few people in the area do that, but this is probably the latest one to come out. It's a brand new show, by the way, which is incredible.
Yeah.
So it's called
Bakeaway Camp with Martha.
Bakeaway Camp. I was like, I wrote it down, but I forgot. Bakeaway Camp.
Yeah. With
Martha Stewart.
Yeah. It's
Tell us how that came about.
So it actually came about by accident. So I did a cake last year. It was a local one. It went viral. I didn't mean it to, but it went viral. It was a vasectomy cake. And it went viral. It was all over the internet and everything.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick because that was hilarious. I love that cake. What was the saying you put on the cake?
100% juice, no seeds, and it had 2 lemons on it. So, a local resident just reached out to me and just wanted something fun for her husband in his time of suffering. So I made it and I didn't think anything of it. And, it wasn't even my most amazing work, but I mean, it was cool. And so, and the client loved it. And next thing I know, ABC News reached out to me because they saw it on Instagram. And then that spiraled to the New York Post and then BuzzFeed and then, Tasty and all these viral. So if you Google vasectomy cake, that's my cake. So anyway, so that happened. And so that caught the eye of a agent with the network. And they reached out to see if I was interested in doing the show. And I said, absolutely not. I don't have time for that. I have a full-time job. I'm a dad. I'm baking. I don't have time for that. And I told my wife about it, and she told me I was dumb and I needed to do it. She said, why would you say no?
Wives are always the voice of reason. What do you mean?
I've only been married a few years, but I'm learning she's always right. So
So you agreed to do the show. And so what happens next? Is there casting or do they make a selection? How's that work?
Yeah, so I agreed to do it. I had to fill out a ton of paperwork. Did a lot of interviews. It was all over Skype. So I did all of these interviews, and then I made it to the final round, and I had to make a cake, a decorative cake, so a layered cake, and a dessert using a specific theme. And then I had to present it over Skype to these producers. So I had to make sure it looked good since they couldn't taste it. And I presented it to them and they told me I made it. So
how many contestants are on the show?
There's 6 of us. So me and 5 other people. Only 6. Yep.
Wow. And so the show airs on May 11th on Food Network. Tell us about the first event. This is all you can tell us about. I know there's some things you can't tell us. But
you'll see you can see the previews now. There's commercials running on Food Network now. You can see a lot on the Food Network Go and Food Network apps. But at any rate, you can see the introduction of all of the contestants and the judges and Martha. She comes riding in on a horse for the first episode. It's pretty awesome.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's actually her horse. She lives there and it's her horse. Evidently, the locals tell us they see her riding along the road all the time. So you see that. And then they introduced the first challenge. So the first challenge, we had to recreate a classic summer camp dish, which is s'mores. So we had to create a dessert using s'mores. So I actually did a take on a pot de creme. So I did basically a chocolate mousse with some smoked sea salt in it. And then I did a candied graham cracker with juniper berries. And then I did a toasted marshmallow on top. And the whole thing with the smoked sea salt and the juniper berries that I was wanting to go for was I was really wanting to invoke your senses when you're sitting around a campfire making a s'more. And so I wanted you to taste the smokiness from the campfire with the smoked sea salt. And then I wanted you to kind of smell the juniper berries and still taste that, sitting in a forest. So that's what I was going for. You'll have to watch to see how it went. But
that sounds interesting. Have you made that since the show?
I have, actually. Yeah, I've made it a lot. My family loves it, and I actually really like it too. All those flavors together, it's really tasty. So.
Interesting. So can you tell us about anything? What was it like filming a show like this? Because I know it's not as seamless as we watch. I know there's a lot of things that come and go. Tell us about that.
It was 100% out of my element. I'm not used to that life. It was fun. It was a really cool experience. I probably push the boundaries more than I should because I don't know what you're supposed to do, what's appropriate and what's not, but it was an amazing experience. We filmed in upstate New York, right outside of Martha's, in Martha's town, actually, right the campsite was, I want to say, about 3 or 4 minutes away from her house. So it was literally right there in her backyard. And it was great working with all the crew. Everybody there were so many people just buzzing around, just doing something, and it was really cool. And then working with the other contestants, we're all at-home bakers. None of us have any professional training or experience. There's a couple people that have only been baking for a few years, and so we're all in the same boat as far as none of us have we're not chefs. We're not, we don't have classic training, anything like that. So it was really neat meeting these people, and they've become really good friends too. We chat quite a bit after the fact, and it was just a really neat experience. It was really cool. Everybody asks me, would you do it again?
Yeah.
And we'll see. We braved the elements. There was baking outside, it was challenging. So
yeah. So you said brave the elements. Does that mean it rained or something crazy happened? Or
you can kind of see a little glimpse of it in the previews, but yeah, there was some freak rainstorms. There was yellow jackets swarming literally everywhere. We'd be baking with something and these yellow jackets would just swarm, and they were everywhere. So I'm sure there's footage of me swatting and yelling at them, and it was fun. So.
And they love sweets, so you bring out all that sweet stuff. They
were
like, feast over here.
Luckily, I never got stung. My contestants got stung, but I never did. I guess I was too fast for them. So
there you go. So you mentioned that you've kept in touch with these other contestants.
Yeah.
Do any of them live in the Southeast region?
So one of them is in Austin. One is in Salt Lake, Utah. One's in Boston. One's in DC, and then one's in Seattle. So we're literally all over the place.
Oh wow! So you're pretty much the only one kind of centrally located here.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about your bakery in Nolensville. You just mentioned the Bearded Baker. What types of things are you guys offering? Because you're still working now that you're back. You're still baking. Tell us about that.
So it's something me and my wife do out of our home. And, it started out as just, I brought this from Florida. I moved here from Florida a few years.
Okay, did we lose Nate?
Oh, there we are.
Oh, I was like, did we lose Nate?
I think those storms are killing our network connection off and on. So, luckily,
so you moved here from Florida. Tell us about. Sorry, we lost you after that.
Okay, so I started doing this just as a creative outlet. I love working with my hands. I love just doing things creatively and just trying new things. So that's why I was doing it. And it just started up, doing a couple cakes for people here on the weekends. Birthday cakes, wedding cakes here and there. And it's snowballed from there. So ever since I did that cake that went viral, we have had a lot of requests for desserts and, cakes, wedding cakes, birthday cakes, cookies, all kinds of stuff. The local Nolensville community has been incredibly supportive of us. We don't do any marketing. We don't do any advertising. It's all word of mouth. And we love this community because they just support us like crazy. We went from just doing a few cakes on the weekends to doing 1 or 2 every single day. of the week, in addition to a full-time job. So it's, it's a lot, but it's fun. We enjoy doing it. So
yeah, you mentioned to me you're doing something a little bit different right now. Weekly cookie boxes. I mean, we all know comfort food right now. Tell us about those.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of people reach out and just want something just fun to do while they're inside, cooped up inside. And, and we came up with the idea to just start to sell some of our weekly cookie boxes. So every week we come up with a new flavor. If you live in the Nolensville community, we'll actually bring it to you. So that's a nice thing. Social distancing in place. So we'll leave it on the porch and then run away. So we've had a lot of fun with that. And we've had a lot of people kind of learn about us as a result of that. And so the first week we did the DoubleTree cookie recipe, which if you haven't tried it, it's amazing. It's so good. And then last week was probably my favorite cookie of all time. I actually came up with this recipe last week, and it's now become my favorite cookie. It was a salted oatmeal cornflake butterscotch chip cookie. So try to say that 5 times.
Wow.
Right? It's a mouthful. But it was just, it's crispy and chewy and caramelly, and it's delicious. This week we'll be doing a snickerdoodle cookie, actually. We've had a lot of people request that, so we're going to do those. You get 12 in a box, $25, and we'll bring it to you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mother's Day is coming up. Do you have any specials? What's going on for Mother's Day? Because we know we may or may not want to go out to eat, but everybody loves a sweet treat.
Absolutely. And moms are worth it, I mean, come on. So we don't really have any specials yet, but because my wife is a mom and I want to celebrate her that day. So we're still going to do some stuff, and we'll still take some orders. Some of the more popular orders we're getting is people are ordering just a small little 6-inch cake with with a really nice flower arrangement on it. So that's just a really nice something for mom. And, we've had a few people order some cupcakes and cookies and that sort of thing, but we're open and taking orders for whatever people need. So.
Well, I mean, that's so great that we're going to be able to see one of our locals on the Food Network. I love the Food Network. So interesting that you told us you met Martha Stewart. What was that like?
We're best friends. We chat all the time, talk on the phone. I call her for tips. No, I'm just kidding. So she's great. I've known who Martha Stewart was since I was little. My mom used to watch the Martha Stewart show when it was on the air. She would always buy the magazines and, all that stuff. So for me, I never, I don't get starstruck very easily. And so I think the other contestants, it was a pretty big honor and a pretty big deal for them. And it still was for me. But, I think after meeting her, I definitely have a very deep respect for her. One of the things that I learned was she is who she says she is. A lot of these chefs and people you see on TV, you wonder if they're actually doing the things that they say. And she does, when she's doing the baking or when she's doing a show, like she's actually doing the work. And, even at her house, that she has this beautiful property and she does the work there. She's in it and does it. So I definitely have a lot of respect for her for that. She's built this massive empire and she's done it with a lot of help, but I mean, she's the one that's doing it. So I have a lot of respect for her.
Well, I hope we can talk to you once this is over, because I know there's a lot of questions people are still asking me and I can't ask those of you. So
believe me, that's happening to me too.
You were telling me you filmed this show back in October. So you've been holding on to this for quite a while.
Oh man, it's hard for me. Yeah, we filmed in October, which is beautiful in the fall, but man, it's been killing me. I'm so excited for Monday to come around so people can see it.
So the show airs Monday, 8 p.m. Food Network.
Yep.
Martha Stewart's new show. How many episodes are there?
There'll be 4. I can't tell you how many I'm on, but I am on the first for sure.
For sure. Watch on Monday. You'll see Nate. Tell everybody where they can find more information to order all those cookies and cakes.
So you can actually find us on Instagram or Facebook. It's The Bearded Baker Nashville is on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, that's probably the best way. We have a website coming, thebeardedbakernashville.com. That'll be coming very soon. But for now, you can catch us on Instagram or Facebook. Send us a message, give us a call, whatever you need.
All right. Well, it's been great catching up with you. I can't wait to see the whole show and find out. And then maybe we can come back and talk again and see.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll bring you really happened.
Some samples, some goodies. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You guys go check it out. follow. You have great pictures. I love following your pictures on Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
Because who doesn't want to follow food pictures, you know?
Absolutely. You know, I've been trying to become a better photographer, so that means a lot that you've said that.
All right. Thanks again. We will see everybody. Go check out the website. We got some great stories on the website today. We'll be back at 1 o'clock talking about COVID-19, someone who just recovered. If you want to hear what that's like, we'll see you soon, Nate. All right.
Thanks, Donna.
Bye.
Bye-bye.